So hi, welcome to the Good Nights podcast with Babie. We're gonna ask her some questions today. I'm gonna start. So, what inspired you to start making music, and what does your project name mean?
So I started making music in high school. I was going through a tough time and I would just jot down everything that I was feeling into a little journal that my mom had gotten for me. And the project name, so the album's called Tree Sap. And basically, it's like a play on words. I wrote a lot of sappy, sad, and love related songs.
Mhm.
And to a lot of people, they're a little sappy. So I thought, what a better name than like tree sap because the photo's very earthy. It's very a down to earth project.
Mhm.
So it's just kind of like a little joke on my part.
Okay.
All right, that's cool. Also, speaking of that, congrats on that release. How do you
Thank
feel about the
you.
response to it so far? And also, congrats on your newest music video release for your song
Thank
"I'm
you so
Ready, Are
much.
You?" How do you feel about the response to both of those?
I think the response has been pretty good, honestly. I've gotten a lot more streams than I thought I would. I thought it was just going to be like family and close friends, but it's reached a good amount of people. And I'm just really proud that I finally got to get those songs out there for people to hear.
As you should.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you should.
Thank you.
Can you tell me about like the process for that music video? What went into making it and everything?
So I did it with Chris. I'm sure you're familiar with him. I met him through Chris Russo Jr.
He's my cousin.
and oh, for real?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
That's so funny. Yeah, basically, Chris kind of took me under his wing because he came into my job once and gave me his card, and then I followed his music, and I just kind of DM'd him when Tree Sap came out, and I was like, hi, like, remember me? Want to give my album a listen? And then he was like, oh my God, like, I love it, blah, blah, blah. Do you want some, like, advice for music videos, press, all that kind of stuff? And he, like, gave me a whole list of people to contact, and the other Chris who does videography and stuff was one of them. And I reached out to him and I was like, hey, like I'm thinking about doing a music video. Like I know you don't know me, but here's my album. Would you want to film it for me? And he was like, yeah. And we hopped on a FaceTime call and we talked about like my vision for the music video and basically how I'm Ready Are You is kind of talking about the very beginning of having a crush,
Mhm.
kind of like not really knowing a person too well, but like having this little feeling, having that little butterflies in your stomach kind of thing, and like being like, okay, I'm finally ready to tell you that I like you. Like, are you ready to accept that? Oh my God, what is going on? Are you ready to accept that kind of thing and be with me? And that's kind of, I don't know what's happening.
It's okay.
That was kind of the sorry.
You're
That
good.
was kind of the vision that I wanted to like display. And we chose two locations. I hit up one of my friends and was like, hi, be in this video with me. And it all just kind of fell into place. And I was so happy with the way that it turned out. It turned out beautiful. It was like a movie.
Oh,
That's
I'm very
awesome.
happy to hear that. Yeah. Can you tell me a little bit about your writing process for this album?
So this album was, like I said before, I was going through some stuff and I would just kind of sit in my room and play around on my piano and then just kind of I would just literally turn the voice memos on and just spit stuff out,
Okay.
and I would actually write down after the fact, which is I'm sure not the right way that people write things. This is not what I do anymore, but sometimes I do that.
Yeah.
But I was just in in a time in my life where I didn't know how to process what I was feeling. So I would just sit there um with it recording and sing how I felt, and that's how these songs were created, really.
Okay. That's interesting. I like that.
Yeah.
Different approach than though we sat down and wrote an album in the studio.
Mhm.
It was just me being like big sad.
Oh.
No,
Oh.
but,
You got an
I
album out of
I
it.
got something really good out of it. So I'm
Yeah.
really great. Like, of course, that was like a rough time in my life, but I'm very, very grateful for it because had I not gone through what I went through, I wouldn't have those songs and I wouldn't have been able to get through that time in my life had I not been able to write that album, which is kind of like the purpose that I want the album to serve. Like, I want it to be an outlet for people to go to when they're feeling some type of way and feel safe, a safe space musically, kind of, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So you did touch on it a little bit, but where was your headspace at while you were writing this album?
I was really not, some of the songs are happier. That's kind of when I was coming out of it, but some of the songs are deeper in meaning. I started writing the summer of my freshman year, I believe. And I was getting bullied in high school and I didn't really know how to deal with it. So was I was coming from a place of like fear and sadness, and I didn't know, like I said, I didn't know how to deal with it. I didn't know who to talk to, so I would just write it all down or sing it out and kind of be like, okay, well, I guess I just wrote a song. And that's really what happened. And then the more happy songs were just kind of like, oh, like I like a boy or that kind of thing.
Okay.
And then I wanted to take that and kind of give the power back to myself, because I felt so small at that time. And I was like, I shouldn't allow other people to make me feel small. So I'm going to take these emotions and I'm going to give the power back to myself by letting people hear how I felt and where I was.
Okay.
Wow. All right, man. So while going through the album, what band or artist influences do you think pop out the most, if any?
That's a good question. I really like the band Nothing But Thieves a
Okay.
lot.
I like their new
Big
album a
favorite.
lot.
They're so good. I also love The Cure.
Okay.
I really want to try and kind of do something inspired by The Cure really badly. Like I said, definitely Nothing But Thieves. I love Queen. I love David Bowie. I'm trying to think of more so what Tree Sap sounds like, but to me, I don't really know influences for Tree Sap, just kind of because it's all over the place. Like it's a not genre specific album. Each one of the songs sounds different. It was really just me kind of singing around. I found some sort of flow for the song. It wasn't really like inspired by anyone in specific. But some stuff that I'm trying to do now is a little bit more inspired. Like my next project is more like I have more of an idea of where I want to go and like what I want to sound like, because I'm still kind of figuring out what my sound is. I like to say that I'm not genre specific because I love playing around. Like
definitely,
I don't want anyone to think, oh, like she's like this or that, because then the next thing that I do is going to be like way different, just
completely
like,
different.
Because I like playing around. I don't want to stick to one thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Don't put yourself in a box if you know for a fact you're still going to experiment with other different like genres and stuff. Because then your past fans are going to be like, wait, what the heck? This isn't acoustic when you do like a metal album. So it's like,
oh yeah, it's just like me screaming, you know?
Exactly. Why not? Why not?
I'm all here for that. I don't know.
That'd be pretty cool. I'm not going to lie.
You never know.
We'll see if that's something I can do. No.
So this question should be super, super quick. Off the top of your head, I want you to describe this album for new listeners in 3 words. No more, no less.
Nope.
Okay, sappy. Lighthearted. And strong.
Okay.
Ooh, I like lighthearted. That's good. That's a really good one. So is there a certain feeling or emotion you want this album to invoke in your listeners, or is it just kind of like a take it as you will?
I definitely encourage them to take it as they will, because we all associate our favorite artists and our favorite like media with a certain thing, and it helps us in whatever way it helps us, and that's what's so special about it. It like helps people in different ways, but I do want them to feel safe. Really, all I want is for people to feel safe, because I was in a place where I didn't, and that's where these songs came from, and I want people to know that like music is a healer, and I want to be that safe space for them. So if they do take anything from it, I'd want them to know that they're safe. with me, at least.
That's really wholesome.
I like that a lot.
Thank you.
So where do you see this project in the next 5 years? And are you working on anything new that you could maybe possibly tell us a little bit about?
And when we say a little bit, we mean everything.
Oh, I am working on some new stuff. Some of my deeper songs, I put together a little EP kind of thing. And there's like some collaborations that I'm trying to do, and a single that I'm trying to maybe do, but these are like later things. You just got to stick with me and you'll see them. There is another music video on the way for another song on Tree Sap. So that's really, really exciting, because I didn't think I was going to be able to do more than one music video, because like I said, I'm working on another project, and I kind of have to like eventually move to whatever media I need to do for that. But I did get to do another music video, and I'm not sure exactly when it's going to come out. I should find out sometime this week when that's going to be a thing. So just definitely keep an eye out for that. And it's a song that means a lot to me. That's a hint that I'll give you.
Okay. And is this upcoming possible album that we have to keep our eye out for? Is this the metal album that we were talking about earlier?
No.
Okay.
Not yet.
It is a little heavier. I will say that. It is heavier for me. There's a lot of powerful vocals on it, a lot of powerful lyrics, a lot of good stuff. And it's shorter in length, so I think it's an EP. It's 6 songs, so that's
in like the weird space where it's like, is it an album, is it an EP? It's kind of just whatever you want to make it.
It's in that middle ground kind of
whatever
thing.
Spotify calls it.
Yeah. Solid. So for the last couple questions, we're actually going to shift away from music, if that's okay with you.
That's fine.
Sick. So we're going to go straight to death row.
Boom.
So if you're on death row, what would your last meal be with a drink?
Big gigantic boom.
With a drink, you said?
With a drink, of course.
Okay, so it would definitely be, I'm going to sound so basic, but I love oatmeal.
Oatmeal's great, so that's okay. That's great.
It would definitely be some sort of oatmeal, and a cold brew. I love cold brew. I actually have it with me at the moment.
Okay, solid. So a breakfast, basically.
Oh, I love breakfast.
Yeah. Okay, solid. Good choice.
So if you could live in one fictional world for a week, where would you live?
Good question. If I could live in one fictional world for a week, where would I live? Have you ever seen the show Anne with an E?
I've heard of it and I've seen it.
Oh my god, I'd live in Green Gables. It's so beautiful the way that they show it. It's so beautiful. It's probably really freezing. I don't take to the cold well, but I would live there.
Yeah, just bundle up. It's fine.
Oh yeah, I'll be fine.
Yeah, exactly.
It's worth it. So I have the honor of asking the last question. Every single person we've spoken to has actually said it is the most important question. What is your favorite color?
My favorite color is red.
Red?
Solid.
Taste, as it should be. Yep.
It's been red since I was very little. I would say if I had to pick 2 colors, it first of all, it's always been red since I was very, very little. But recently I've been really liking sage green.
Ooh,
okay,
taste.
That's solid too.
I think that's also a really nice color, but number 1 has always been red. Love red.
Yeah.
All right.
Solid colors.
Yeah. So as Gloria said, that's all the questions we have today. Is there anything that you would like to plug?
My Instagram is Julia Affinito, and my album is on literally everything. There's a link in my bio on Instagram that you can click to find all of my things. And just listen to the music, and I hope that you enjoy it, and I hope that it helps you through some stuff, and I'll always be here, so just keep a lookout for me doing things.
All right.
Solid.
Well, thank you for sitting down with us. This has been Babie, and we're the Good Noise Podcast.
For having me.
Of course.
Of course.